Hello everybody, in this video, I am going to teach you the best, probably the best, money concept trading strategy that is available on YouTube absolutely for free. So we are going to follow 4 rules in this strategy, and your win rate will become much higher. So the first rule is that we need to identify high time frame poise. This could be order block or fair value gap. But I personally prefer order block. Okay, number 2 is refinement. So we need to go on a lower, and we need to refine that order block. So we get the exact entry, right? Number 3 is turtle soup, ABC pattern leading into poi. Now, ABC pattern is available on my YouTube channel for absolutely free. So if you don't know what is an ABC pattern or if you don't know what is turtle soup, they are basically the same thing, right? ICT calls it turtle soup, I call it ABC. The ABC pattern must be leading into your refined poi, and I'll explain it later what I mean by that. Number 4, we wait for a change of character plus break of structure. And after that, we look for entry at extreme order block. With fair value gaps, of course. So the 4th rule is very important. Notice what I said here, wait for a change of character plus break of structure. And after that, is when we only look for entry. You don't want to for entry when we only have change of predictor. We want to also see a break of structure, and I'll explain it later what I mean by that. So for this specific video, we are going to use 3 time frames. And you have to use 3 time frames for this strategy. And for this video, I'm going to use the combination of 1 hour, which would be my higher time frame, the 15-minute for refinement, and 5-minute for my entry and setup for mission. So the number 1 rule is higher time frame, poi. So let's say this right here is your. Let me go here. And this right here is your 1 hour order block, so this is your 1 hour order block. Now, what we want to do is you want to go back to the 15-minute time frame. For this, our high time frame is 1 hour. For refinement, we are going to use the 15-minute time frame. You're going to see that your poi will get smaller when you refine it, when you make it smaller. So I'm just going to call it 15-minute refined OB, and let's make it smaller. Alright, so now that we have a refined poi, which is an order block here, what we want to do is we want to go to the 5-minute time frame, and when price is coming back into our poi on a 5-minute time frame, we want to see an A, B, C pattern, or a turtle soup pattern, whatever you want to call it. So we have the A, B, C, the C leg goes into our refined poi. And the theory behind this is that we take out this liquidity. Or you could call it inducement as well, right? So we have a turtle soup or A, B, C pattern, and the C leg, the last leg here, after inducement, so we have A, B, C. The C that goes into our 15-minute refined order block. Alright, so this is on a 5-minute time frame. After that, you want to wait for market structure shift or change of character. Right, and if you're going to see price retrace, not that lower. It should not refill this fair value gap below here, which would be here. It should create another higher high, or you could say break of structure. So we have market structure shift here. And we also have break off structure. So now we have some of the rules met. We have turtle soup, ABC panel leading into a poi, and now we have a change of character and break off structure. So now once we have that, let me mark these out first, guys. I'm going to call it market structure shift or also known as change of character, whatever you want to call it. And we have break off structure here. After that, what you want to do is you want to look for extreme fair value gap below this level. Now, you don't want to look for order block here. No, this is not right. You want to look for order block with fair value gap right here at the extreme level. Alright? So this is the best pattern that you can follow to take your smart money concepts trading strategies. So when price comes back into your poi, I guarantee you it's going to shoot up. Not all the time, but most of the time it's going to work out in your favor. And when it does, it's going to be significantly. The price is going to go significantly higher depending on if you're taking long positions. So the theory behind this is that we have an inducement, right? Actually not inducement, this was inducement, right? And we have a break of structure. So this right here, some people would be taking their positions from this level, right? So this is liquidity, and below the liquidity point, we have the order block with fair value gap. And notice how this whole pattern is actually making sense. We refined our 1 hour order block to 15 minutes, and then we have ABC pattern. So we have inducement, and we go back into our poi. And then we have a market structure shift, or change of collector. And we also have a break of structure. And the reason why we need a break of structure is because we want the price to engineer some liquidity above our order block, or our entry point. And it's going to be fuel. It's going to be a fuel for our trade that is going to push the market higher. So it's quite simple, guys. We refine our 1 hour order block to 15 minutes, and then we wait for turtle soup or a ABC pattern. So the ABC pattern looks like this. Let me mark this out. ABC. And for bullish, we have ABC. It's basically quite simple, right? This is all you need to follow to be taking your entries. I'm going to show you some examples, and then I'll end the video. Alright guys. Here is example number 1. As you can see, we had a break of structure here. And then we have this order block right here. And we also have this order block, but I know that price is going to react off this level. But you have to mark out these order blocks as well, and you look for the reaction on each of these order blocks. So now that we have marked our order block on a 1 hour time frame, we're going to go back to the 15-minute time frame to refine it. And if I go here, you can see that this becomes our order block. So basically the first candle of the fair value gap. So we have this candle, and then we have a fair value gap, and then this candle. So the first candle is usually what I call an order block, but you can consider this as an order block. So this is our refined poi. Now what we want to do is we want to go back to the 5-minute time from here, and we wait for price to create a turtle soup pattern, and that happened quite nicely. As you can see, we have, let me show. We have A, B, and then we have C right here. So this was inducement, right? And now we are into our poi. What we want to wait for now is a market structure shift, or change of character and break of structure. So right here, you can clearly see that we got our market structure shift, right? We broke this lower high. What we want to wait for now is price to create another higher high or break off structure. You can see that we broke. We have a break off structure now. Let's repeat this. We have a B, C or turtle soup pattern. The C leg leads into our refined 15-minute poi. After that, we have market structure shift here, right? Price goes up, pulls back, and then we have a break of structure and below. So now what most of the people would do is they would take their entry from this level. They thought that we have a break of structure. But if you look below this higher low, you can see that we have this tiny little fair value gap with OB. So we have fair value gap plus OB. And the first candle of the fair value gap is what I consider an order block. So now what we can do is we can just simply look for a long position right here. We place our stop loss right below this level, and you could go ahead and target these highs here, or you could target this. They thought that we have a break of structure. But if you look below this higher low, you can see that we have this tiny little fair value gap with OB, right? So we have fair value gap plus OB. And the first candle of the fair value gap is what I consider an order block. So now what we can do is we can simply look for a long position right here. You place our stop loss right below this level, and you could go ahead and target these highs here, right? Or you could target this fair value gap. So let's see what happens. And notice that we are currently in a New York session, right? We are in a New York kill zone. So make sure your entry is between the London session and New York session. So let me see if I play this through. Let's see here, we have a beautiful entry. Now you can see that we created another higher high. But you always must use the extreme one, so the price can literally, when it comes to poi, and then we have, let's say, we have a market structure shift, and then we have a break-off structure. We can have multiple break-off structures until it reaches your. If it reaches your take profit level, then the setup becomes invalid. But as long as we have this extreme fair value gap, we can look for an entry from this level. Alright? So this is like extra liquidity for the market. But you can simply just have a market structure shift, break of structure, and then we go to our extreme order block, and that could happen as well. So now that we are triggered, let's see how price react off this level. And that was insane, guys. Like, we follow these rules, and if you follow these rules correctly, I kid you not, you're going to make a lot of money. Of course, I'm demo trading. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not telling you to use this in real markets. Alright, so now we have our second target here. Let's see if price goes here. So if you targeted this level, this would have been a 6 risk to reward trade. So I'm going to give you guys another example, and then I'll end the video. Alright guys. Here is example number 2, and that is on goal. We had a break of structure here, and we have this very clean order block, you could say, around here. Let's go to the 15 minutes time frame and let's refine it. My refinement would be like this, as you can see. Let me turn this on. There you go. Now, we wait for price to come back into our poi. Let's go to the 5 minutes time frame. Let's see what price does. There you go. We have the turtle soup pattern. You can see we have a B, C right here. We have a market structure shift as well now. You can see right here. If I keep playing this through, there you go. We have a break of structure as well. It don't need to close above this high. It can just wake, and that would be considered as break of structure. So make sure you know that. After that, what we have is this order block right here that we can look to take our entry. But as you can see, price anyways went ahead and broke the structure. Now what we can do is we will wait for price to come back into our entry zone. Now, the entry was before 12 o'clock, so we are going to be okay. You can take your entry till 4 o'clock, before 4 o'clock New York time, PM. You can put your stop right below this level. For the target one, I can take my TP1 here, and my final TP would be this level here. Let's see how price plays out. There you go. We hit our take profit level. That was a very clean and textbook setup. We had the textbook, you could say turtle soup pattern. Then we had the refined OB. Price came to our poi. We had a market structure shift, and then we had a break-off structure right here. Then price went into our auto block, and all of this liquidity gave fuel to the market, and that is the reason why we went so high. Now, before ending the video, I would like to say that you can try different combinations. It's really up to you. You can try 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute combination. You can use 30 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute combination. It's going to be clear to you after backtesting. I have just given you a set of rules that you can follow, and this will require a lot of backtesting, guys. So you need to back and test different time frames and see what works best for you. Anyways, guys, I'll end the video. And if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on bell notifications because there's so much more content that I'm going to upload in the upcoming days for absolutely free. And I'll see you guys in the next video.